CKDJ, you dig?
That sounds crispy. I like it. Those levels are great. What I'm going to do is, in 46 seconds, I'm not going to waste no time because I know you got business to take care of.
All gravy, man. Glad to be out here. Just have some cool grub.
So what did you actually have when you were actually out there?
I had a shrimp and macaroni and cheese dish from, I forgot the name of the spot we just went to so fast. But I had it. It was good.
I will tell you, before you leave back to San Diego, you got to get yourself a poutine, brother.
What's that?
You got to get yourself a poutine before you go back to San Diego.
Oh, I was just told. Yes.
Yeah, poutine is
They just told me about that. I have to do it. They did. They told me about the poutine. It's the fries, gravy, and cheese.
Fries, gravy, and cheese.
Ooh,
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Let me know.
Gonna rock my intro here, and then after that, I'll bring us on.
Hosted by DJ Immortal.
Had to throw some Polly Shore in there, you know. Have to make it enjoyable, you know.
Follow DJ Immortal on Instagram at DJ Immortal Official.
Good night, party on!
Party on, Wayne!
Party on, car. It's Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Okay.
Right, excellent.
Excellent.
Woo!
CKDJ 107.9. We got a different kind of broadcast here tonight, but we are joined by San Diego, California's own. That's right. I didn't stutter. I said it right. We got San Diego, California. We got the West Coast in the building. First and foremost, want to give a shout out to the big homie, my good friend, Tre Boogie, for making this happen. We have an amazing individual. This guy has came all the way from San Diego to chat with us here at CKDJ. We got Armand King in the building. Armand, how are you doing tonight, man? How are you liking that cold?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. I love the cold, man. It's not as cold as I was warned about from some of my Canadian folks. They told me it was I was gonna freeze my helmet off, but it's not that cold. I'm happy.
I gotta say, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I will admit, I'm Canadian and I can't even deal with 90% of this cold. So I gotta say, I'm glad someone in the studio tonight is enjoying that cold. But I think it's because I'm Canadian and I'm so used to it, and I've always wanted to be in California. So you're used to palm trees. Down here, we got pine trees.
Well, hey, man, I think it's so beautiful, man. And it's always, you know, the grass is greener on the other side. And I guess we could say the snow is always whiter on the other side. So when I got here and I see these piles of snow, and I've never been in snow like this before in my life, man. It's beautiful. So, and I'm just excited to be out here in Canada, in Ottawa. I'm feeling great right now. That might be what's keeping my temperature up, man, the excitement.
And I know before we went live, I do know we have the Instagram going up here as well. So the Instagram individuals got a chance to hear it. But you got to experience a little bit of Canadian cuisine when you were down here as well. Like, what did you actually eat at that restaurant you actually went to right off your flight?
Man, so right now I just had some battered shrimp with a little sweet chili sauce on top of some mac and cheese. But the good thing I had, I guess it's pretty common around here, but I had a fried pickle inside a pickleback. Ew, delicious.
Oh man, you can't go wrong with fried pickles. It's definitely a Canadian delicacy, but one of the best. But I'll say this again since we're live. I know everyone's thinking it. You have to try yourself a poutine, cheese, fries, and gravy before you head back on that flight to San Diego. You got to try poutine.
And I know poutine is how you say it, poutine?
Poutine, yep.
So the people I was just dining with, they told me the same thing. So that's 2 times I've heard it in the past hour, and I've just got here. So that means that is the thing to do.
It definitely is, man.
I'm doing it.
You can't visit Canada without sliding back a poutine.
Absolutely.
But I do know as well that you're a very busy individual. You're here for 3 days. You got the Traffic Jam 2025 convention that is going to be going down starting tomorrow, and we're going to be getting into that. But I got to take you back to the beginning of your journey, man, and what led you not only to CKDJ 107.9 today, but also to Ottawa for Traffic Jam 2025. Can you tell us a little bit more about your beginning story and what led you actually to being an activist for so many amazing organizations out there in California?
Man, honestly, so what led me into this work, I got kidnapped into it, man. I can't lie. I did not grow up or even in my adulthood say, oh, I'm about to be an activist, an activator, a youth mentor. None of that stuff. That was nowhere in my vision. And just really realizing after living through the loss of life of multiple of my best friends, my brother, and actually growing and surviving through what, man, it was bad, man. Out of 8 of my best friends, I'm one of 4 that's still alive. So at one point realizing that I had a bunch of young homies that were following in me and my friends' footsteps when we were not living the best life, that were following in the drug sales, the pimping, the gang banging, like all these different things, man. And I knew I wanted something different for their lives. So that really jolted me into this work. Wasn't pre-planned, but it felt right, and I wanted to do it. So here I am 15 years later, and I've been brought me here to Ottawa. I've been working with Canadian groups all over, from Vancouver, currently working with a group out in the Thunder Bay, in Ottawa, working with Hamilton Hub in Hamilton, Canada right now. I've been working with these groups for the past 5 years. One child, my friend Cyan with one child, I've been working with these groups for 5 years and never able to come here because I have this lingering cannabis felony. And Canada doesn't let you in. You know, they're really strict. Like, you can't have a DUI and come here from another country. So it was a process, and you know, it took this traffic jam conference reaching out to me to really want me to come here that prompted me to let me go ahead and get my TRP, temporary rehabilitation paperwork in. And so now I'm able to come here. Over the next year, I can come in 3 times. But hopefully, God willing, within 15 months, I'll have permanent reentry and I'll be able to travel back and forth. So that's the short version.
And I got to say, I'm glad that you're here with us today. I got to say, I'm not going to get too deep into it, obviously, because we do have CRTC regulations, but I will say this first and foremost. When it comes to cannabis, I mean, I really don't think there's a big issue because it did just recently get legalized here in Canada. So I think when it comes to cannabis, it shouldn't really matter whether or not you should come over or not. I mean, when it comes to cannabis, just let's let the man over. You know, paperwork shouldn't be involved. Passport, fly on over. You know, it is what it is.
Absolutely. And, you know, I got the charge when I was 21 years old, fresh out the military. I got the charge in San Diego, where I'm from. But now it's legal there, too. But at the time, it wasn't. So I've had this lingering 22-year-old felony for cannabis. But we're going to get that rectified. And even when I told immigration when I was on my way, and they kind of like laughed, like, oh, my God, is that what you got in trouble for? You know, yeah.
But also, Armand, you are actually a director and developer for the service called Walk With Me Impact. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this organization. And, of course, how can more individuals, not only in San Diego, but at the possibility down here in Ottawa, for us to get more involved with this organization?
Oh, see, that's the beautiful thing. So Walk With Me Impact, we produce education material for nonprofits, for schools, for community-based organizations, for parents, for families. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the world, you can use this. When I mentioned Hamilton Hub earlier, they actually use the Walk With Me Impact curriculum in their mentoring. They're a part of our mentor support group. So Walk With Me Impact is not sectioned off, or it's not for a specific region. Anybody anywhere in the world can use this. And what we do is we provide the material, the education material from lived experience experts for groups to be able to help youth to prevent them from entering into toxic paths. It gives the tools of awareness, prevention, intervention for drugs, human trafficking, gangs, and other just lifestyles we don't want kids to go, life paths we don't want the kids to go down. It's aimed at middle school, high school age kids. So Ottawa, Hamilton, Thunder Bay, and I'm currently working with a group. I'll keep it under wraps right now, but we're working on creating a version of Walk With Me specifically for Canada as we speak.
And I got to say, I'm glad that you actually said that, because it's organizations like this that we need, not only in San Diego and in the California area, but we need this all over the world, including Canada. It's organizations and stuff like this that you put together that are really needed, man, because a lot of people, it seems like they don't really care. Some people do, but a lot of individuals really just kind of seem to see this kind of stuff and kind of sweep it under the rug. But I'm glad that individuals like you are really out there, really getting the word out there and just telling people what you can do and what these companies can do for individuals that are suffering.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's you know, some people like to just complain and talk about the problems. I'm not that person. Yes, I recognize the problem. I might even talk about it for a minute. But if I'm not coming with a solution, if I'm not coming with something tangible that people can use to really help rectify the problem, then I don't feel right talking about it and just talking about it and then talking about it without walking about it. So this is the creation of this material. It is based off work I've done for the past 15 years, but I know I can't be everywhere. But I've developed these skills and this knowledge over time that I wanted to be able to help other people everywhere that wants to use this, wants this help, so that they can do the work. And like I said, coming from lived experience, academia is in there, but academia is second. This curriculum and program is based off of folks that have really been through these walks of life, of the gang activity, of the drugs, of these different things. So, you know, and I feel they're one of the best teachers, the ones that have walked through the fire.
And also, May 9th of 2024, you had the opportunity to do a TED Talk out there in San Diego, where you spoke about the magic of mentoring at-risk youth. I was wondering, how did that opportunity actually come to be? And of course, what was it like just being up on the biggest lecture stage, talking about your past experiences? Because TED Talk is such a phenomenal and legendary, huge platform.
Absolutely. You know, TED Talk's origination is right here in Canada, right? Did you know that?
I actually did not know that. So like they say, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, so TED is a Canadian platform. And so there's TED franchises of TED throughout the world. And I had the blessing of being able to be on TEDx San Diego. And let this be a testament too. So the process of me getting on TED, it took 3 years. And I really wanted it. I put it on my vision board. I put it on, I wanted it so bad. I tried out the first year for it. They put out applications. I tried out, created a video, went in, heard nothing. Basically got denied. Then I did it a second year. When they put out the application again, I got denied again. Didn't get in. Third year comes around, application comes my way. I started to fill out the application and I stopped. But in that process, they know I was applying because of the online, however, when you apply online, they know whoever's entering, and I stopped. They called me, and the person who called me said, Armand, we would really like you to complete this application and turn in your video. When I got that call, I hung up. I was excited. I'm like, wait, they're not just going to call me unless they want me. So I said, what the heck? Let me do this. And I did it. I got called into a room of, I got called the callbacks. So it was 28 finalists, and we all came to this room. And out of 28 finalists, they were going to select 7 of us. And in that room, before we even tried out an audition in person, they told us there was over 700 applicants. 28 was the finalists, and they were going to narrow that down even more. But they also told us, if you made it this far, it's because we already want you. And then they said, if you missed it before and you're here, we wanted you before, you just didn't fit the lineup. So I could have easily, and for everybody else, you be this close, you're knocking at your goal, you're pushing at your goal, you want something real bad, and it's not happening in the time you think it should happen. You're not striking gold when you think it should happen, and you're so quick to push your shovel away, so quick to put, okay, I'm done, I'm not doing this no more. And you might have been right around the corner from your dream position, your dream goal, hitting that target, but you gave up and walked away. It's not on your time. Put in the work, nurture the seed, plant the seed, and keep going if it's something you really want. I almost walked away, man. And then I finally hit and got my TED. That's a bucket list thing for me that I was able to knock off. Blessed. Almost walked away. Never walk away. You never know how close you are. Yeah.
And that's some real talk, man. Never walk away, never give up. And I got to say, I watched that TED Talk, and I have to say, the amount of substance that you have in that TED Talk, the things that you say, I got shivers down my spine when you told your story, bro. And I will say this, it takes a real man to tell his story, and people can whine about their story and whine about their past life experiences, but if you could actually use your past to help others, not make the same mistakes or not go down the same path, that's a real man to me. You can whine about your past, but it's the individuals like yourself, man, that want to teach these youth, this is the way to go, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, and that what makes you a real man, dude, because you're taking your past experiences and teaching the youth and guiding the youth.
I appreciate that, and and nothing against anybody else. That's just like I told you, that wasn't what I necessarily thought my life was going to be. But I felt that call and I felt that tap on my shoulder to go do this work. And I do feel fulfilled by doing it. There are other things I want to do with my life individually. But, you know, it's almost 2 decades now. I've been just dedicated to helping folks. And I think for the remainder of my life, in some way, or everything that I create, produce, is going to help somebody in some way with the good intentions behind it. So, yeah, that's life for me, bro.
And also, man, aside from like the TED Talks and all the amazing stuff you do, on top of more amazing stuff, you're also an author that has written many, many books, many amazing books, that is. But I was wondering, what actually made you put your experiences onto paper and share them with the world? And of course, where can we snag ourselves a copy of these books here today?
Man, so it's in you, not on you. I've been writing my whole life since I was a little kid. I remember writing my first comic books and stories. Like, I've always loved it. I wish it was nurtured more as a kid, but, you know, we're not whining about the past. We're doing what we can with it now, right? So my first book was actually called Big Romance, Little Finance. Tips and tricks on things you could do romantically for your spouse on a budget. That did that. And I just wrote that because I get these ideas, and I stayed up. I had a little office, and I was still 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot out. But I had this office, and when I was still hustling, I just started writing this book. And then I wasn't planning on putting it out or doing nothing with it, but it sat there. And then one day, when I was in the fully good life of doing good, doing better, a friend of mine heard me speak on human trafficking on the stage at a college campus. And she worked for the district attorney's office, the DA's office. And she said, Armand, I've never heard anybody speak from that perspective before. You need to share this with people. So she actually helped me compose this book. The book I just brought to you, Raised in Pimp City. And this was around 2019. This came out since then. Curriculums, multiple books. Just put out a book. It's my first book in Spanish on fentanyl, alto al fentanilo. And put out 3 different comic books. You know, shoot, I'll give those away for free. I've put out about 120,000 comic books in the past couple of years. And I just enjoy doing it. But where you can find my books on Amazon, you go to Amazon Books, look up my name, Armand King. They're there, all geared towards helping people in some way, shape, form, or fashion. With more to come, man. More to come. I'm writing a book right now on Facebook. Every day I put small steps equal great distances, right? A lot of people put off writing books and want to write a book. If you did a paragraph, a page a day, a page a week, you'll look up in no time, you wrote your book. Instead of just putting it off. One day I'm going to write this book. One day I'm going to do this. You know, you might not have the time right now, but you have 30 minutes. You have an hour. You know, if you woke up an hour early every day, what's that? If you woke up an hour early, that's in a year, that's 360 hours.
Yeah.
360 hours you could apply to something. Just 1 hour earlier a day. You can do it. Make the time. Let alone all the other time we mess off. Turn the TV off half an hour early. You know, you got the time.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the time.
And like the old saying goes, tomorrow is never promised. So if you want something, get out and do it, because you never know if you're going to be blessed with tomorrow, man. Every day is a blessing, so treat it. Live every day like it's your last. Do what you got to do. As long as if you're breathing and you're walking around, do what you want to do. Live your dreams, man, because you only got one life.
That's it. I don't know any cats. I know some cats, but I don't know any human cats. The cat got 9 lives. I don't know how many we got. So there's no continuance. This is not a video game, Sonic the Hedgehog. You can't push reset. You know, you can't build up lives. Okay, when this one's gone, I got another one. Nah, get it now.
And you can't eat a mushroom like Mario. And the next thing you know, get a 1-up.
You can. We might get in trouble. But hey, so squeeze every drip you can out of your life, man. Do not go to that graveyard with leftover ideas. Get it out, man. Get it out.
And before we move to the topic of your books, man, I have to ask, because like you had me at comic books. I'm a huge comic book nerd. So when it comes to comic books, did you do your own illustrations? Did you do the drawing as well, or did you just do the writing aspect?
Ooh-wee. So concept came. I was 21 years old. 22 years old, and I was incarcerated, and I was in United States Penitentiary, Atlanta, laying on the floor, a 2-man cell with 4 people in it. You do the math. They were over 200% occupancy, felt like a third world country. It was two dudes on the floor. I was one of them, being one of the youngest. No blankets, no pillows. Highly creative, and I came up with this concept of this superhero family. And then from there, the concept grew and grew. And I came home from prison and started drawing. I created this whole world, like an adult Merry Melodies type of cartoon world, right? And slept on it, but I always would come back and work on it. It's my dream goal. I will have a cartoon now. We're working on an animated cartoon now. But to answer your question, so I created the concept, create all the cartoon characters. I do draw, but I work with a team of artists all over the world now. Via Instagram, we have technology. There's zero technology is the great equalizer. It's killed excuses. I could reach out. I have an artist in the Netherlands. I have an artist and two artists in Africa right now. One in Spain, one in Mexico. All from Instagram. Look up animators, look up cartoons, and you'll find these folks that will create pieces for you. You supply them the characters. Boom, now I got artists all over the world working on these comic books. And I have my main core artist, shout out Abe. You know, he's right there in my hometown, San Diego, and he works on stuff. So we, so it's been a collection of great artists, great minds putting these comics together.
And I gotta say, man, because first and foremost, the comic sounds amazing. I love the fact that you're actually doing your own cartoon, because that right there, this day and age, you can actually put a lot of stuff together. Because most like studios, you can have them in your own house. You can have them in your back room. Like, just get some Adobe Audition, some Adobe Premiere, After Effects. You can do all this stuff on your own now. What you couldn't do back in the 90s,
right,
you can now do now, which is absolutely insane. All you have to do is shop it, and I think even YouTube, you can have your own YouTube channel and actually literally publish these cartoons.
100%.
Like, you can have it all yourself. You don't need a motion picture movie company to drop these shows anymore.
Rewind back to everything you want to do, all your dreams, desires, get it out. You can do it. There is a way. We're not even talking about ChatGPT and all the amazing things you can do with chat right now. This is the great equalizer. Utilize it. And most of these platforms and stuff to get your stuff out there, they're free. Yeah. Instagram costs nothing. TikTok costs nothing. Facebook costs nothing. LinkedIn costs nothing. It costs nothing. Nothing. Some of these apps to create animations, nothing. ChatGPT costs nothing.
I do want to say for the record, this is a college station, so we're not encouraging students to use ChatGPT, okay?
Why not? Why not? Like, it's not going anywhere. It's like, but the key is your prompting, how it's your mind, your creativity. When I say the cheat method doesn't work for nothing. Don't. I wish more educators did lean on it, teach with it, not try and. That's what we do. We fight technology first. It's not going anywhere. People thought the kaleidoscope was going to make people crazy. People thought the tractor was going to put farmers out of business. We fought everything. We fought the TV. We fought the radio. We fought the camera. It's demonic. It's capturing people's souls. We have fought every piece of technology. It's not going anywhere. So it's not. Don't let it replace you. But if you're really using chat, you're creating with it. You're using your mind, your imagination, your creative skills, your prompting skills. That's going to create a whole new line of jobs. If you're not teaching with it, we're setting us up for failure. Chat's not going anywhere. It's not. It's getting better, and other apps are coming. Like the witness technology say, okay, you guys don't like it, we're going to stop.
Never.
And we'll keep it exactly how you want it.
Never.
All right, schools, we're not. It's done. No, it's not going anywhere. So if we're not preparing the future to work with these things, we're setting them up for failure.
I think the only technology that I'm kind of scared of is these robots, man. I've seen robots. I saw a video of these robots
They're coming.
Man, that's what I mean.
They're coming.
Like Skynet, I watched too much Terminator growing up, man. Like, hell no.
It's coming.
Heck no.
It's coming. And if you look now, if I turn on Netflix one more time and see another AI human taking over the house, there's 5 of these movies out right now. It's coming. So let's hurry up and get it in, because I don't know what 2045 is looking like. AI is crazy right now. They already have the Android. Look, the robots are coming.
Actually, they're actually here. I actually saw a video. And a legit video, and I guess it's real, and I couldn't even believe it. I saw it right before we started this interview, a few hours before. It's an actual military robot that was created by the military, but it was DJing at a show, And I was just like, now they're putting the DJs on the bid. What
It's
people
coming.
like me, man?
They had
a business.
they had AI Tupac. They had the Tupac hologram. Look, it's coming. The robots, like they're here. Like you just mentioned a Skynet in terms of, they were giving examples of it in the first Terminator came out in the late 80s.
Yeah, like I think 84 it was.
Like, this is not a game. You know, you remember they were joking about this Surrey mother robot that ended up controlling everything. We've been watching this for decades. It's not new, but we're actually here now. My ChatGPT talks to me like it's my best friend. Like, it responds to me. Like, it knows what I want. This is what they give us. Imagine the technology that hasn't been released yet. Oh, robots, you're gone. Your DJ job is a whole robot of you. But you can never. I don't know. I don't know about the never. I was about to say you can never take the human side of it. But they are getting really good.
Oh yeah,
really good. Mid-Journey, like I'm making pictures. You like, who is that? Like a real person? Nah, in seconds.
And starting tomorrow and until February 21st, you'll be attending and speaking at the Traffic Jam 2025 convention that will be taking place at 102 Greenview Avenue. Let me say that one more time, 102 Greenview Avenue here in Ottawa, Ontario. Can you tell us a bit more about this convention? And of course, what is all going down for yourself and the rest of the convention within these 3 days?
So it's beautiful. I'm so excited to be at this conference. It's a Traffic Jam conference. You have stakeholders all over that have been working in different elements of the anti-trafficking movement. It's a big concentration on boys, men, indigenous, LGBTQ communities, and just marginalized communities that haven't really been at the table for these conversations. So I'm looking really forward to bringing the heat. There's going to be some people that don't like me. There's going to be some people that love me. But I'm not going to hold anything back, and I'm going to speak on my truth. Because coming from my backgrounds where we were involved in the other side of this, we were the ones. So being able to come in and be, and share that perspective, because if you look around, I was just having this conversation with two people that are part of the event coordination. And there's no real programs out there for men, for boys that want to get out or don't want to get involved. There's no real understanding of them. It's just incarceration. And you hear people that are so scared, they're like, lock them up or kill them, man. And we're like, how do we help this young man? Because no kid wakes up at 6, 7 years old and says, I want to get involved in trafficking. It doesn't happen. It's a lack of resources, opportunities, mentorship missing that we need to concentrate on there, or it's like repairing a table with 4 legs, and that all 4 legs are broken, and you're only repairing 1 or 2 of the legs. The table doesn't stand up. Anything you sit on there slides off. So I'm looking forward. I've been engulfing my brain into what I'm going to bring, and where I'm from, growing up, we used to say from the hip to the lip. So I mean, come from your gut, from your soul, through your heart and out your mouth, not even giving yourself time to think about it. It's coming right out. So I'm coming from the hip to the lip. It doesn't get more authentic than that. So I have the keynote on Thursday morning, and then Friday morning I have a workshop talking about how community organizations can work together. You know, the big concentration on Canada, as the majority of the population coming to this conference are Canadian. So helping groups on how to work together to to find solutions for the trafficking problem, not just keep talking about it. I hate just talking about things without coming with solutions. And we have some brilliant minds going to be there over the next few days. So I'm excited.
And I got to just give some love to Tre Boogie, San Diego, California's own. The big homie's big homie. A guy that I had the opportunity to be friends with in the music industry for years, grew into a partnership, brothership, And I got to talk a little bit about him, man, because he's the one that really connected these dots. Like, Armand King would not be sitting in this studio right now without Tre Boogie. So with that being said, how did you get connected with Tre, man? And of course, what is it like on your end, just working alongside the big homie's big homie, a CEO of Boogie's Flavor, Tre Boogie?
Man, Tre Boog, where do I start? That's my big brother, man. And the universe is small. I think I just posted something about coming to Ottawa, and he was like, hey, you need to meet DJ Immortal. 5 seconds later, look, it's probably been like a week, 2 weeks now, and now here I am sitting with you in a whole other country right now. Yeah. That's Tre Boogie. Tre Boogie is powerful. He's a connector. He's a motivator. That's my big homie, man. I've known him. I've walked through 7 lifetimes. He walked through probably about 17 lifetimes. I met him back in the day. I ain't gonna say what we was doing, but we was back in the day making some moves, making some power moves. He was the big homie. He was the plug. We was getting known. We was doing our thing. And since then, I watched him grow into a community leader, a deacon, helping serve the community, and now being one of the main figures in my city when it comes to the hip hop community, keeping people together, pushing positivity. He always keeps me involved in things, always gives me the opportunity to be on any of his platforms. So that's Tre Boogie. That's the Tre Boogie I know and I love. And and look how he connected the dots. Yeah. Now I'm sitting here with you right now, DJ Immortal. You feel me? So shout out Tre Boogie, like you said, the big homie's big homie. That's my big bro.
Hey man, I gotta say my big brother as well. I know I never physically met him in person in the flesh, but you know, we grown that social media friendship. We chop it up. We talk on the phone all the time. You know what I mean? And I was telling you before we went live, before I even got to college and I got on CKDJ and started doing my own shows here at the college, I had my own radio station called 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM. And he was actually the very first sponsor that actually sponsored my station. Like I was doing relatively okay, but I had very minimal equipment. I had just enough to kind of get me through to make it sound relatively good. But then he's like, yo, man, how much? And I was like, what do you mean how much? He's like, you know, you showed me love. I want to sponsor you. And I'm like, I don't know, like $50. He goes, man, and he said a couple words that I probably can't say because, you know, at the radio. And I was like, okay, well, name a price. He's like, how about this? Like, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, whoa. He goes, but you have to buy studio equipment. And I was like, all right. So I bought this big, nice soundboard that I still have today. I cut a hole in the desk. I actually made it look real. And you know, shout out to Tre Boogie, man. He's the one that really took 97.7 FM Outlaw Radio from, like, you know, amateur hour to, like, one of the biggest hip-hop radio stations. So if it wasn't for Tre, I don't think I'd really have the passion to be sitting in this chair, venturing off to college and broadening my horizons in the broadcasting industry. So, Tre, for that, I know you're listening. I love you, brother.
Hey, look at that, man. So that's powerful what you just talked about right now. And I said the earth is our turf. I just posted this today on my I posted on my social was don't be the block may have don't be confined to your block, your area. This is just my only little space. We're humans. We're bigger than that, man. The love that we can share is bigger than just your immediate area. You know, the avenue might have raised you, but don't let it enslave you. You know, Tre Boogie, he never even met you, and you guys still have not met in person, but the love that he shared with you, you guys have connected, man. That's true humanity right there, and that's amazing. That's a beautiful thing, bro. That help. He's not reaping no big benefits off of this or nothing. He wanted to see you empowered. Y'all had this connection. He did what he had to do, and bam!
You already
what?
know.
Yeah. That is amazing. That is a testament to what we could do as a humankind, man. Human beings put together, bro. That's amazing. I'm glad to hear that story, bro.
And that's why I'm forever thankful. That's why whenever I get a chance to big up Tre and give him a shout out, I try my best to do it whenever I get a chance. You know, some people say it's repetitive. I say it's love.
We did.
It's repetitive love, but it's love.
Come on. Love should be repetitive, right?
That is true.
It ain't a one-time sport.
Hey,
don't love me on Monday, not Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hey, repeat your love. Hey, if anything's to be repetitive, make that love repetitive, please.
And one of the last questions I got for you here tonight, as CKDJ 107.9 is a college-based radio station, that means there's a lot of younger individuals listening from 17 to mid-20s, or you could be one of the OG college students like me that didn't join college till I was in my 30s, but it is what it is, college is college. That is listening to this broadcast currently, what is a great message and advice you could give this younger generation that is listening to CKDJ 107.9, the After Hours show here tonight?
Well, keeping it PG-13, because my first thing, I was really about to go all in real quick. I'm not going to do that right now. But let me tell you, don't allow anybody to put pressures on you to have to do or be what they want you to be. Don't let anybody... And don't let anybody tell you what you can't do because of you're not this or you don't have that. You can do anything and everything you put your mind to. And I tell you, don't let money be the goal. Make your passion, your happiness be your goal. The money will follow. Pursue whatever it is you really love doing, and don't give a what anybody has to say about what you love doing. If you love collecting Smurf dolls, collect Smurf dolls, do it the best you, and go hard at doing it, the money will follow you in your Smurf collecting business. There's a bunch of people out there that are millionaires that are unhappy, suicidal, mental health problems. Don't follow what people want you to do. What you want to do, regardless. And don't feel like you have, you said those age ranges, 17, 18, 19, 20. Don't feel like you have to have it figured out right now. You got time. You really, really do. I am 43, and I'm still young, still trapped, still going. You got time. Don't feel the pressure if you have to have it all figured out right now. Trust me, the people that's putting that pressure on you to have it all figured out, your mom, your dad, they don't have it figured out either. I promise they don't.
You know what? I thought when I was getting pressure when I was 17, 18 that to get it all figured out. I'm sitting here at 30 and I'm sitting here in college and I think I just got it figured out. I think I do, because I'm sitting here, but I mean, I could do radio for another 5 years and be like, you know what? Meh.
You can!
I want to do something else, but that's what I mean, right? But I think I found my calling. I think I love doing this radio thing. I've been doing it for about 7 years now, so I mean, why stop now?
But hey, keep going. If you're happy, that's the key. Are you happy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? And in 5 years, the radio, you have this one interview and somebody says something that sparks you, like, oh, I want to try that. Go try it.
Yeah.
Go do it. And see if it makes you happier too. Man, everybody, no one has it figured out. Everybody's messed up. Don't take anything personal. You do what makes you happy. Like what we said earlier, ain't none of us cats. You got one life. YOLO. What you doing with that life, though? And make sure you're happy every single second of it, because tonight ain't promised.
And that's real talk. Let that marinate, CKDJ 107.9. But Armand King, thank you so much, man, for actually sliding through the studio. I know you were on a long flight. I saw that you went from San Diego to Washington. I don't know where after Washington, but you bounced around the States a little bit before you hit Canada, bro. So thank you for just taking the time out of your evening and sliding by the CKDJ 107.9 studios tonight.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Truly humbled.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch Armand King, like we talked about, at Traffic Jam 2025, 3 days straight, from tomorrow until February 21st. It'll be taking place at 102 Greenview Avenue. One more time, 102 Greenview Avenue here in Ottawa. Make sure you snag them tickets. Look up Traffic Jam 2025. Maybe you can go out, shake Armand's hand, you know what I mean? Just come on out for a great event and support what these amazing individuals are doing, because stuff like this needs to not be just talked about, but also handled and dealt with in our community. We're going to get right back into the music here. Here is High and Dry by Schoolhouse right here on CKDJ 107.9. One more time, shout out to Armand King for sliding by the studio. One of the coolest individuals I had the opportunity to chat with. And remember, check him out, 102 Greenview Avenue, Ottawa, tomorrow until February 21st. Let's get it, Schoolhouse.
Woo! Good stuff, man.
Yeah. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.